Yeah, well, I'm gonna go far more left field. I'm gonna put up a 33-1 shot to run really well, and that's the one down the bottom, Kingswell Theatre.
Yeah.
11 years old, Kingswell Theatre. But the interesting thing about him is he won this race in 2017. He was fifth when favourite for this race last year.
Yeah.
And he gets a lot of weight from the front. I think he could surprise a few at a big price. I just thought 33-1 was a big price. Obviously, it should be between the front two or three, but I thought Kingswell Theatre might run well at 33-1 each way.
Bill, Davy, thanks for joining me again back in the Star Sports Zoom room, and we get stuck into the Saturday afternoon of the November meeting. The 250 the Paddy Power Gold Cup, cracking renewal. You got Simply the Bets, a 4-1 chance, 9-2 in a place, but we're 4-1. We want to keep him on side. Very impressive, winning the Brown Advisory last season. Mr. Fischer is a horse who will be nigh on my horse to follow this season, who's got decent Cheltenham form as fourth in the March. Got Al Dance, who was famously favourite for that Supreme when he flopped, but he was nothing but tenacious last time at Newton Abbot. Slate House, who's got good Cheltenham form. It's a really good renewal, isn't it? Davy, I'll give you two. You can have two bets and you can ride one. Where you going?
I just feel that Simply the Bets. He looks a real class horse. That race at the festival has shown in the past to throw up progressive horses, and I think he could be definitely one to progress. I might need three shots at this. Mr. Fischer is a horse I've looked on from afar and been really admired him. I have a slight worry if he's jumping will stand up in a very competitive handicap, but I do feel that there's a big race in him somewhere along the line. And the other one is Breland Das of Paul Nicholls and John Joe O'Neill Jr. His best run was over course and distance last year. He's £5 higher in the £5 higher rating, but I do feel that he could be maybe one at a big price that would you definitely want to stay the right side of him, Manuel.
Yeah, Bill, it's a good race, isn't it? It's a really good race. It's an exciting race.
Yeah, really good race. I mean, you can make a case out for so many of them. Simply the Bets, Mr. Fischer, two obvious ones. We haven't mentioned Slate House, who looked like he was coming there to win the race 12 months ago when tipping up, and the Tizard horses are starting to hit form. We've got last year's winner, Happy Diva. We've got Cyril Delac, who's had a wind up and running for the Inform Pipe team for the first time. There's loads of cases. It's just where the value lies. Now, I agree with Davey. I think if you ask me who's the most likely winner, I think it's Simply the Bets. There's a horse that's going to be jump into Grade 1 company. I mean, Imperial Aura and him tie in pretty closely. And Imperial Aura won at Carlisle last time. It looks like he's heading to the top, and there's no reason to suggest Simply the Bets isn't heading in the same direction. He goes well fresh. That's why they're coming straight here. He's the obvious one. I think he's probably the one that will win. For my each way against him, one at a big price to hit the frame, you normally get one that outruns its odds. I think Spirit of the Games was high on my list.
I knew you were going to say Spirit of the Game there.
Yeah, he just ran really badly in the race last year, and he's got some great Cheltenham form, but all his great Cheltenham form seems to be in the kind of January, February, March time, not early on in the year. So that's a little bit of a worry. You have to go back quite a few years to find him having run a good race in November, December. I'm just going to put one up at a big price to potentially hit the frame, and that's Sky Pirate, right the way down the bottom. John Joe O'Neill trains this one. A lot of people have been put off by the fact that John Joe O'Neill Jr. doesn't ride him, but he's never done less. 10.6 is his lowest riding weight, so 10 stone 2 is never going to be an option for him. Now, Sky Pirate's got lots of seconds, but whether he'll get the job done, I don't know. But if he finishes second at 20-1, I don't mind from the each way point of view. I thought Sky Pirate could, off just a mark of 134 at bottom weight, 10 stone 2. I thought he was an each way chance at around 20s, but I think Simply the Bets will win.
Fine, okay, cool. I thought I might as well mention on here we've well laid the Russian Doyen in the office, 33 anti-post, as short as 16 now. If I had to put one up with Mr. Fischer at price, I thought ASO at 20-1 was a big price, particularly given his form at the track. Right, let's nip back to the start of the card now, the 12:30. Davy, Gordon's got Duffel Coat in here, unbeaten, progressive young horse. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, he's a lovely horse. He definitely didn't seem to be one of the shining lights at the start of the year, but he's proven his move from the flat to hurdles has really changed him. He was a listed winner, I think, the last time Weatherby was a listed race. It's very impressive again, toughed it out well, and he's changed owners since. So Ray Stokes is back in the game, and he's a very enthusiastic owner. So it's nice to see Ray having a good runner over there. Looks a very competitive race. It's a good guide for the year because Duffel Coat probably, he's a very talented horse, but I just feel Gordon has better at home, So it's just it's nice to get a reading in the race, see how he'll run, but it's just whether he'll give away the weight to some of these horses that look to be on the upgrade. He's got a £5 penalty for that race in Weatherby. But his transformation from flat to hurdles has been very progressive, and I think he's still on the up.
Bill, there's a pipe horse in here. If you want to put that one up as well, I don't think you've put a pipe horse up yet today, but I thought Hell Red would probably be the one to beat here, wasn't he? Very impressive at Chepstow.
Yeah, Hell Red sets the bar really high. Davy touched on it. The penalty makes life a bit tough for Gordon's horse at the top. It was a listed race. He won last time, but super impressive on at Chepstow last time out, and looks the obvious one. So I'd stick with Hell Red. He's looked like improving type, and he'll be hard to beat.
Well, good luck to the Gordon Elliott team. I'm excited to see Hell Red. He could be one to follow this season. The other race on the day that I thought we'd touch on the Saturday is the 250 Handicap Hurdle. This is what's great about Cheltenham, about jump racing. These horses that you come back year after year after year, you get a real sort of public following and then a public love. Things like To Be Fair, Del Arca in there on the line. So Old Poker Play, another pipe horse for you in there. I thought this looked desperately difficult, Bill, but it might be your kind of race.
Yeah, it is. It's a good looking race, wide open, like you say. You can make a case out for plenty of these. I like Golan Fortune. I thought he would run well. Won at the meeting last year. Yeah. But the one I'm going to put up is the bottom one here, Davy Man. He's sneaks in here off 10 stone. There's a fair bit of rain around on Saturday and Sunday. We haven't really mentioned that, but we all know at this meeting when the rain arrives, it can get soft pretty quick. And Davy Man won't have any problem with that. Stepping up in trip, I thought ran a real eye-catching race on his rear. Was last time out. He was second at this meeting. Last time in the Square in the Air Handicap Hurdle, and I thought he would run really well. The ground won't be a problem for him, and I know it's a big step up in trip, but I thought off bottom weight I'd take a chance on Davy Man.
Fantastic bit of product placement there, Bill. I do admire that. Davy, you've probably got to know quite a few of these horses over the years that's been trotting around with them. I would have thought To Be Fair has been around there millions of times. Anything take your eye?
Yeah, I think it's actually very straightforward. I think Tom Lacey's horse, T-Clipper, I think he's a very good horse. He's on the upgrade. I think he could progress past the handicap. He's off 142, I think. And for me, he actually, I think his value. I think Johnny Burke on board, riding out of his skin. Tom's horses are in good form. I think there's going to be plenty of pace in the race. He's going to settle, and I would imagine he will be the last off the bridle, and whether that's good enough to win the race or not. But I think to step up to 3 miles is a plus for him. I think he'll travel, and I suppose not too much rain around would be key to his chance. But I think he's a quality horse stepping up and trip. And for me, I think T-Clipper is the horse. I know he's.
I think if he'd had a run at Cheltenham before, he might be even shorter than 5-2. I think that's the
Yeah,
one
I'd agree.
thing, the one little thing, the chink in his armour that you don't know about. Like we said, so many of these have been round there and won round there. And, you know, some horses just don't take to it. There's no reason to say he won't. But I think if he'd had a run then, you knew he liked it round there, he'd be shorter than 5-2. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. Best of luck with Simply the Bets, you two, in the big one. And I will look forward to chatting to you tomorrow about the Greatwood.